Hey everybody, and welcome to the Daily Scope for the 7th of March. Okay, so today we have a full moon, so long analysis is coming up. Also, Venus makes a parallel, which is the same as a conjunction to Chiron, and I'm going to talk about that a bit more in depth. But first I'm going to talk about the full moon. So on the 7th of March, there's a full moon in Leo, in the 23rd Sabine degree of Leo. Basically, is a powerful time to manifest our desires. During this full moon, the Sun will be at the 23rd degree of Aquarius, Mars will be in the 28th Sabine degree of Taurus, Venus will be in the 25th degree of Pisces, and Neptune will be in the 1st degree of Pisces. So now I'm going to explore the energies that we should be aware of on these days in more depth. First, I'm going to talk about the squares and quincunx. So we can use the strength of the full moon and the squares and quincunx to manifest our dreams. It's a time of reflection and consideration of how this energy can benefit your life. As the moon makes a quincunx to Venus, this creates the potential for understanding and compassion between the two planets, the planets of our inner world and the planets of romance and our higher values. As the moon makes a square to Mars, this can lead to provide the energy for more courage and transformation. The moon's opposition to Neptune is a reminder of how powerful the emotion of reflection, going within yourself, can be, and looking at the toxic thoughts, behaviours and relationship patterns that hold you back. Now is a time for honest assessment of your life, your aspirations, your goals and your emotional energy. You may draw to having some of you want to have a deeper understanding of your spiritual selves, taking time out to get more in touch with your intuition, your inner wisdom and your inner child. The moon's opposition to Neptune can also bring about a sense of calm, a sense of peace that comes with spiritual awareness. This can be a great opportunity to embrace a more reflective, empathetic and creative mindset. Lastly, when the Sun makes a square to Mars, this can bring about a greater sense of focus and direction. You may find yourself feeling more capable of manifesting your dreams and creating a path that is more true to yourself. It's also a chance to be more open to the possibilities available to you and take steps to align with your goals. So, for some of you, especially those with strong Neptune, Moon energy or Venus energy in your chart, you may have been putting things off to do with love or to do with your spiritual development or personal development or getting over your physical, psychological, emotional trauma. So you can just take this time to, look at the ways maybe you've been putting off things like therapy, go into a spiritual group and make sure it's not a cult, because there's a lot of those around and I don't want you to be like, oh, you told me to join a spiritual group. No, I do want to do that if you feel inclined, but do your own research and make sure the spaces you're entering are true spiritual spaces if you're going to do that. So it's also can bring clarity, allowing you to see the bigger picture and have an understanding of where you are heading and what you need to do to get there. These squares and the quincunx can bring challenges. These alignments signal an opportunity to take control of your life and bring about positive changes. So make sure that you're open to these energies to propel yourself forward by harnessing the creative potential of the squares, the opposition and the quincunx, because they allow you to grow, tap into the deep well of creative energy and use it to achieve your goals. So as I said earlier, the moon's in the 23rd degree of Leo, the sun's in the 23rd degree of Aquarius, Taurus, that's where Mars is in, the 28th degree. Venus is in the 25th degree of Pisces and Neptune's in the 1st degree of Pisces. So I'm going to talk about the moon and the energy of that Sabine degree. So the tagline for the 23rd degree of Leo is, in the circus, the bareback rider displays their dangerous skills. So it's a sign of perseverance, control and fearlessness. So it's a reminder of the power of the vital realm in human existence. In this context, the bareback rider in the circus serves as a symbol of this energy. They display their dangerous skill and awe-inspiring courage with a performative flair. The ego can be a great soul person. That's what this sabling degree is reminding us. But it always should be in service of a higher purpose, or we all turn into egomaniacs. The performance can stir the imagination of young minds, bringing them to a higher level of consciousness. So the key word for this is virtuosity. So it's looking at your own skills and talents and how you can deliver them to people, whether it be young people, older people, and doing it in a way that gets them to use their imagination. It's a reminder that our goals and ambitions should not be motivated by vanity or pride, but by a genuine desire to make a difference in the world. The bareback performance is an excellent example of this, as it requires a level of skill, control and concentration that we need to succeed in to get our goals. If we're unfocused and scattered, we don't get anywhere. If we're spreading our energies all over the place. So this degree in the 23rd of Leo, the moon wants us to be focused. It wants us to be bold. That's what Leo energy is all about, putting ourselves out there. But it doesn't want you to do it in an egotistical way. It wants you to have a purpose. So why are you doing this? What message are you trying to get across? How can you use your skills and talents for the best of all, rather than just using it to be selfish or get what you desire? How can you use it to help others? It's also a reminder that, you don't just read one self-help book and then all of a sudden you're a life coach or therapist, that you need to actually put in the work and the effort to reach your goals, whether you want to be some sort of alternative healer, a doctor, a nurse, a writer, whatever it is you want to do, a blogger, a TikToker. You are going to have some consistency, and you are going to have to put in some effort and build your skill. You may have the natural talent, but you have to hone that natural talent to get where you need to get. The sun is in the 23rd degree of Aquarius as at the time of this full moon. So the tagline for this is a big bear sitting down and waving all its paws. So this symbol symbolizes the great discipline that can be achieved when we take time to develop our individual characteristics and skills. This is not only about achieving personal success, but about being able to use those skills to benefit others. So there's a theme of this new moon that we see emerging already, helping others by helping ourselves and tuning into our natural talents. This is the true meaning of discipleship, as it requires us to control our natural impulses and use them for a higher purpose. Because, we all like to chill out. Some of us like to Netflix and chill, nothing the matter with that, hook up, eat, food's my vice, drink, whatever it is, have fun. We are here to have fun, but it's about balancing the fun with the work that you need to do to bring your goals through into reality, which requires consistency, practice and effort. And if you do this and you need discipline to do this, you can truly master any art form or creative venture or business or instrument, whatever it is you want to do. You can do it if you become a true disciple of it, which means, you practice. It can all be a process of trial and error, of learning from our mistakes and pushing ourselves to achieve our goals. So this is evident in the bear, which has not only mastered its own physical strength, but is using it to reach out to others, because it's waving its paws. So instead of rushing towards you like, look at me or I'm going to eat you, it's trying to show you that I'm friendly, I want to connect with you. So whatever we're doing, whether some of us can just be relationship talks, it can be a project or whatever, to make sure that you talk to people, I don't want to say at their level, but in a way that they can understand, with respect. And it can be hard, especially if you're in an argument with anyone, because we've got some squares and quinquets to, when you're angry, you just want to shout and go. But if you just try, and even though you may have the strength, you may have the confidence to just be like, oh, you did this sort of thing, just try and make peace instead of using brute force at this time. So this sabling degree is a promise that with dedication and commitment, we can master anything we want to and become true masters of our own destinies. Mars is in the 28th degree of Taurus, so Taurus is practical, stable energy, but it can also be materialistic as well. The tagline for this degree is a Spanish gallant serenades beloved. So this can bring, again, is a sign of abundance, security and stability. So a gallant is someone who's brave, it's someone who's chivalrous, someone who serenades their lover. So whether you're a man or woman, you may do something romantic with this energy, because it's a representation of a ritualization of individual desires and romantic gestures or gestures of goodwill. So like I said, it's supporting if you are in inverted commas, which you can't make me see war or have an argument with someone. This can help you make peace, allowing you to express your feeling while also being true to your own self and your own identity. For some of you, this can signify some sort of role play in its most enjoyable form, so it's good for performance arts, acting, singing, dancing and all of that. Some of you may use poetry or other beautiful words or any other beautiful ways expressing your love, maybe proposing or anything like that, to demonstrate your profound love for someone. Or if you are single, you may treat yourself to a date night or just help yourself just feel a bit more special, buying your favourite food, having your favourite drink, stuff like that. This allows you to tap into that inner romantic in you and create memorable moments with yourself or others. On the individual level, it speaks to the power of the soul, higher consciousness, to intervene in the personal life, our desires, the things, like I said, our addictions and stuff, allow us to release the things that hold us back, for us to listen to our higher self. Finally, for some of us, this can be a process of self-actualization, which is like the original creative act, as it requires moments of crisis and purification. So some of you, it could be a really hard time this full moon. Some of you may walk away from a job, a relationship, or you may get fired, or someone may leave you, and although it's a type it will hurt you in the long run, it's sort of like a cleansing act that can release you to go into something more beneficial, better job, a better relationship in the long run. Some of you will have to work a bit harder to get this release. It will have to be a more intentional process of looking deep within yourself to see where you are not living up to your own values, or where you have been making judgment to yourself or others, and looking into your concepts and thinking and ideas and thinking, what is it that I need to change to be more original, creative? This inner alignment can be difficult, as it requires you to be honest with yourself, and we can find it hard to call ourselves out on our own bullshit and self-reflect, and it can be hard also to dedicate your life to a more personal development journey or spiritual journey. However, if you decide to do that, the energy is supporting you, and it will take effort, but it will be worth it in the long run. With looking into the ways that your thoughts and your actions stop you from living your best life or hurts others, rising out of temptation and corrupted practices and materialistic ideas, such as just wanting to do everything to get the most money you can, not caring about the environment or others. And it is hard to, break out of that, especially when the world teaches us to climb over anyone and everyone we can to get to the top. But for some of you, you are ready for this change, which is not easy and quick, but with patience and dedication, the transformation is always possible, no matter where you've been, what you've done, how old you are, any of that. If you really want to change, you can do it. So yeah, it's allowing for soul searching, taking a good hard look at your goals and really considering if they are in line with who you really are. It can be really uncomfortable to make these changes to live a more meaningful life. It is what you need to do. And once you have assessed and identified the changes that you would like to make, it requires a consistent effort to follow through each day and to stay dedicated to your spiritual path, your intellectual path, or your religious path, whatever it is you decide that you want to do at this time. And if you really want to do it, you can. Neptune's in the first degree of Pisces, so the tagline for that is, in a creative marketplace, farmers and middlemen display a great variety of products. So this allows for spiritual healing, artistic creativity and compassion. So again, it's supporting that transformation energy. So The imagery of this tagline is food, clothing and tools and everything else, TVs, ice skates, podcast mics, whatever, all being sold in a marketplace by everybody, speaking in many different languages. So it's a lot of hubbub of noise, which is loud noises, and the shoppers and merchants are discussing prices and bartering for goods. And this wants us all, because, you know, there's just a lot of madness. We're not getting along as a human collective. There's fights going. I don't even want to get all into the news, but I've read a lot of terrible things in the news. Kids hurting other kids, adults hurting other adults, lovers hurting lovers and stuff. So this degree wants us to remember how important relationships are, and how important said understanding between people, trying to understand each other, even if we've got different lifestyles, different sexual preferences and all of that, different colours of skin, different beliefs, religions, whatever, and wants us to remember the social interplay and the benefits of collaboration. We don't have to always agree with each other, but if we can tolerate each other and stop hurting each other, which I would love us all to stop doing, having a bit more empathy, it'd be great for us all. So this degree gives us the opportunity to interact with each other, and this can just be family member or your neighbour who you may have conflict with, or just someone at the bus stop or someone at work. You never know what a kind word like good morning, good afternoon, take care, all these little things, even someone in the checkout if you go shopping in stores, or anyone you speak to online or anything, just asking them how they are, asking people why they think that way. You know, you may not agree with it, but instead of judging them and being like, oh, you're stupid, you're disgusting, or try and get to know the person, because what I've realised is that we've got a lot more in common than what we think, and this can create a deeper sense of understanding and appreciation for the diversity that exists in our community and with ourselves, because a lot of us are at war with ourselves. We don't accept ourselves, and this is why we find it hard to accept other people. So this Pisces, the first degree of Pisces, Neptune being there, because there's a lot of Neptune aspects, Mars aspects, and obviously the sun and the moon making the full moon, wants us to remember that we're all connected as human beings. Despite our differences, we can still build bridges of understanding, and ultimately these exchanges, these conversations can lead to a more harmonious and vibrant community and world where everybody thrives. Because this is what I've never liked it from a kid, and I won't get all happy clappy, but I am a bit woo woo, hence this podcast. Why do we fight so much? Like, the life would be so much better if we just get along. And I know I'm an idealist, and I know why, the wars and all the rest of it, but if we really just let people live and let live, and that's our biggest problem as a human community, the world would be a lot better. So anyway, the energies of these Sabine degrees is a powerful opportunity to create more harmony and balance in your life and with other people. You can use it to take advantage, to manifest your deepest desires, and to just love yourself, heal yourself, because I do believe that's the greatest barrier to our world being a better place, is the fact that we don't take time, or we ain't got the time to heal ourselves and deal with our past, so we keep reliving it. So we can use the influences of these Sabine degrees at the time of the full moon, and the sun and Mars and Venus and Neptune, to create a more harmonious flow of energy into our lives. And although there are a lot of squares, we do have a lot of trines and conjunctions at the time of the full moon. So the moon's trine to Uranus brings with it a wave of intense and enlightening energy that helps us break free from our everyday worries and encourages us to take bold steps forward. This can be a great transformation and creative spark, so try to take advantage of the intense energy of the moon's trine with Uranus and take a leap of faith. The sun's conjunction with Mercury can be, again, a powerful enlightening energy for us to tap into, supporting that turning into your innermost thoughts and feelings and getting in touch with your true self is the way to go. You can use this aspect to get clarity on any questions or issues you have been dealing with, as the sun's light will help to shed light on the answers, Mercury communication, that you seek. So some of you will get a response to a letter or anything else that you've been waiting for a while. This is a good time to also make decisions with your heart rather than your prejudices or lack or pain, as you can trust that your intuition and inner wisdom can lead you to the right path, the right answers. The sun also makes a conjunction with Neptune at this time, so supporting that deep healing, that spiritual growth. This conjunction of the Sun and Neptune is an invitation to open your heart to the mystical, to connect with the divine, whatever that is to you, to be still, to go within and let go of anything that no longer serves you. Take this moment to let go of your worries and fears, to surrender and trust in sort of divine plan or a higher plan, or even if it's a logical plan, whatever is meaningful to you, so that you can receive the profound healing and transformation that's on offer by this energy. Venus also makes a conjunction to Jupiter. This supplies the energy that is both expansive and generous, allowing us to spread our wings and fly. So again, like I said, some of us may lose our jobs or careers, financial stability. There's a lot going on, a lot of recession and stuff, and yeah, it is tragic and all the rest of it, and I'm not playing it down. It's hurtful, it's suffering, but if you try and look at the bright side, and there always is one. Rains, it storms, but the sun always comes again eventually. So also at the time of this full moon, Venus makes a conjunction to Chiron, and this supports focusing once again in healing, especially when it comes to issues with your self-esteem, self-worth, understanding and awareness. It supports the energy of Mars in the 28th degree of Taurus and Venus in the 25th degree of Pisces that I talked about earlier as well, confirming that this is an ideal time to learn to be more gentle with yourself and others, to let go of old patterns that no longer serve you. And this transition over time, if you take the steps to be more loving with yourself, can bring a deeper sense of self-love, understanding, acceptance. You can use this transit to take some time for yourself to focus on your needs and open up your heart to transformation over the next 2 to 4 weeks, as the energy of the full moon lasts for about this time, sometimes months after. And Jupiter also makes a conjunction with Chiron, so again, it helps us to understand ourselves and our place in the world. Signaling, again, if you really want, this can be a time of self-reflection, and not only just to think and let it go, but to really go within and embrace the changes that you need to make to become your best self, and going through with it, allowing you eventually to unlock your true potential and enjoy a life full of more joy and abundance. Also at the time of this full moon, there's a few sextiles. The first is the Sun sextiling Uranus, which is a sign of luck and sudden positive change. Mercury is also sextiling the moon's north node, supporting progress and opportunity. This can be a great time to follow your intuition and pursue new goals. And Venus's sextile to Mars again supports that harmony and balance, so bringing a nice peaceful and uplifting energy into your life. Despite the external challenges, these sextiles provide us with the good vibes to, just chill and get over it. Yeah, there will be tears, confusion, upsets and all the rest of it, but these energies are supporting us to take it all on the chin, as say in England, which is just, see it as part of life and to move on and go towards our goals regardless of the obstacles outside. Now I'm going to talk a bit more about the esoteric energies, aspects at the time of this new moon that also have a profound effect of our life, although these are more subtle energies, but they provide an extra layer of planetary support and carry hidden meanings within them. So the first one is Mars semi-square the moon's north node. So for some of you, this brings inattention and a need to make a big decision. So especially those with strong Sun, Mars, 8th house, 1st house, 12th house energies in their life, or North Node conjunction and other aspects in the chart, will feel this inattentions more and be pushed to make some kind of big choice right now. Jupiter's semi-square to Saturn allows us to have a strong focus and work on financial opportunities. Saturn semi-square to Chiron speaks of the need for healing, and Saturn semi-sextile to Pluto suggests the need for transformation and regeneration. Unlocking the hidden meanings of these full moon energies can provide insight into your karmic journey, your blocks, your love life, hookups, and your spiritual and personal development, whatever it is, want to or choose to focus on or force to focus on, these energies support that. Mars is semi-square to the North Node, Jupiter's semi-square to Saturn, Saturn semi-square to Chiron, and Saturn semi-sextile to Pluto all offer us the chance to look within and explore how our past and present choices have led us to our current circumstances, and not to beat ourselves up, but just to truly see how we got to where we got to so we can heal it and avoid making these mistakes in the future. So whether you choose to explore your love life, your hookup life, your spiritual or personal development, or any other area of your life, these transits encourages us to reflect on the karmic impact of our decisions. If you believe in that, or the long-term decision. So if you are in toxic relationships, having toxic thoughts, or in a job you don't really like, if you keep on making these choices, where they will make it end up in the future. And all in all, the full moon's esoteric transits offer us divine guidance for deepening our life and connections to ourselves and others. The higher realms grant us access to the energies necessary for spiritual and personal development. These transits open us up to a powerful karmic energies that can help us expand and deepen our connection to the divine, or whatever it is that you believe in, enabling you to learn from experiences and use them to become a better version of yourself in your romantic relationships, or just be a better friend, be a better family member, or be a better person with yourself. Overall, the sabrum degree and vibrations of this moon and the aspects give many clues and support that can help us overcome our obstacles and wake up to the reality of life and the world. This combination of degrees and planetary aspects suggests that this full moon will bring us an opportunity to recognise our own strength and tap into our potential, while also emphasising the need for flexibility and adaptability. With this full moon, it's important to be mindful of the energy it brings, because we can be loving or we can be horrible with it and fight and not understand other people's view and opinions. And we must know that, we're all allowed to live our lives in the way that we want, other than, of course, we shouldn't be causing harm to ourselves or others, but as long as no one's doing that, live and let live, and try and see where the other person's coming from rather than judging them, and don't allow others to judge you, but try not to make other people singling you out, because sometimes we can do that. Life can make us a victim when people don't love us or don't like the way we like to express ourselves. And not all the time we can change people's minds, we can't do that, but we can change how we react to people. We can be in control of that. So yeah, this could be a start of something new and exciting after you go through that period of release that could open up a world of possibilities for you. And it's important to be mindful of the energy it brings and allow it to guide you in your decisions and actions. So yeah, that's the full moon. Just want to discuss more about Venus parallel to Chiron, because it's that today. So as I was saying in the full moon analysis, on the plus, it gives us that opportunity for growth and healing, as a lot of aspects do today. It can open us up to new avenues of development and help us gain great insight into our true selves and the nature of the world, because everyone can do what they want to do. And I used to want to change the world, and I think a lot of people get into stuff like astrology and spirituality do, but then I found that there's much value in changing myself first, and that we should be encouraging others to change themselves, yes, but we can't force them to do it. We can't force the world to change. So it's a much better And life has been much better for me since I've been focusing on how can I change myself to be at peace with other people in the world and be at peace with the world itself. So yeah, you may, as I said in the full moon analysis, to focus on that. And a lot of the conjunctions and Sabian degrees are wanting us to do that. Also, this Venus parallel Chiron will bring up unresolved issues and force us to confront the uncomfortable realities of ourselves, people in our life, and the world at large. And like I said, a lot of aspects point to on the global or even on the local, or something may happen with your local government, or it could be more on the global level. I know there's a lot of wars and stuff that will impact us as well. So this can be a difficult and emotional time, as well as a time of potential growth and renewal. For those with an open mind and heart may be able to make the most of this period, while those who resist this process may find it more challenging, because emotions are hard and we sometimes find it easier to distract ourselves with them, with Netflix, chilling, or drugs, alcohol, whatever it is your sort of guilty pleasure that you may overindulge in. And it can feel safe while you're in it, but the highs are always good, but the come downs not so much. So yeah, ultimately it's up to you to decide how you want to approach and navigate this full moon period that's going to last, as I said, up to the next 2 to 4 weeks until the next full moon. Venus parallels to Chiron. It's also great energy for content creators to focus on the themes such of healing old wounds, releasing old patterns and behaviour, and beginning more meaningful relationships, letting go of the thoughts and the people that are toxic. Additionally, and how to do it, because it is not easy. It's not easy. Easier said, like I just said it, like water's off a duck's back, but it is hard to do. But I've done it myself, because sometimes as it says in Chain Spotted, the film, old film, choose life. Additionally, content creators should explore how this transit can cause an individual to be more aware of their inner emotions and how they can best process these feelings. Furthermore, it's important to discuss different ways to release old pains and how to learn to receive love and build up trust in your relationships as well. Content creators should also pay special attention to how this transit can help an individual evolve and develop new strategies rather than run into their old toxic relationships, thoughts and addictions. By using this energy of Venus parallel Chiron, which is going to affect us for the next 7 to 8 days, we can gain a greater understanding of ourselves and how we interact with the world, how we can avoid the bullcrap in the world that will keep on slinging itself around. All in all, all of today's transits have strong implication for your individual personal development, your career, your relationships, and your overall journey through life. So it's important to understand how this transit will and can affect you and others as well, because some of you will be dealing with other people who may want to let you go as well. All this stuff works both ways. And then the moon goes into void, of course, also at 11 tonight, 7 minutes past 11 GMT time. So yeah, that was the daily scopes for the 7th of March. Take care and see you tomorrow.